Singapore P4, Ramadhipa in P2. Where is Takira? He's P5. He's not really challenging at this moment in time, but he's right there.
Oh, absolutely sensational stuff. I think that the person responsible for the TV graphics can just leave that live championship up, because this is chopping, this is changing, this is absolutely sensational. Ojiwara at the moment leading, Mitani behind him, and this is just incredible. Elliot, I don't want it to finish.
Neither do I, but it's going to in a lap and one more corner. Here we go then for the penultimate time into turn 12. Ramadhipa gets a little bit out of shape there into the final run up through turn 3 into turn 4. It's going to all come down to the final corner potentially, but Mitani is in championship winning position as things stand.
As things stands, but that could change at any moment, Elliot. This is...
They flick it left through 10, then right through 11, and it's all going to come down to turn 12. Where is Mitani on the number 2? He's back in P5 at this moment in time. Look how defensive they go. Oh, they're all on the grass. Ojiwara and Mitani. Settle down, boys. Into the final corner we come. Mitani on the number 2 machine. Takira's been overtaken. That's Ramadhipa going wide. Oh, it's all going to be a run to the line. Who's going to win? It's going to be Ramadhipa on the number 7. Oh! Ramadhipa wins from Takira, Ojiwara, Singapore, and Mitani finishes in P5. So the title race goes on for a little bit longer. We go into race 2 here in Thailand. A dramatic final corner, the run down into turn 12. Several riders on the grass. I'm glad they all came out of that all okay. That was a little bit too sketchy down there into turn 12, but it is the Indonesian Ramadhipa who wins here in Thailand. What a fantastic finish. Takira in second, Ojiwara in third. Connor, I need to get my breath back.
Absolutely. Talk about last corners. What about last laps? That was sensational. From the moment they crossed the line to finish that, Kiandra Ramadhipa, it was chopping, it was changing, and he's the rider that's come out on top. And it's so good to see these young riders congratulate each other. We see there exactly what it means to Ramadhipa to win. He was being so good today, and there we see the fraternity between these riders. Such good friends off the track as well. Absolutely wonderful. Look at that. Enjoying themselves after the race. They know they've got another chance to get on the podium in race 2 on Sunday, but for now it's Ramadhipa who's won.
What a race, what a finish. As I say, it got potentially a little bit too scary down there into turn 12. We don't like to see riders having to run onto the grass, but it was incredibly close racing from all of them. And as I say, glad to see they all came through that all okay. I hope we get a replay of that down into turn 12. But Takira then goes from P5 potentially coming on to the final lap. We'll have to rewatch to absolutely make sure, but what about the slipstream effect coming up into turn 4? Mitani had the championship sewn up with about 11 corners to go, and in a blink of an eye went from P1 to P5, and P5 is exactly where the number 2 finished. The first time this season, would you believe, Mitani has finished off the podium. And if you remember back to last year in 2023, race 1 in Thailand, it was the first time as well when Pratama finished off the podium for the first time. So interesting stuff. Mitani's not going to be too pleased with how that unfolded, but incredibly close racing. He'll reflect on that one and come back even stronger tomorrow morning, you can be sure. But what a race. 9 thousandths of a second splitting Ramadhipa into Sakihira. This was just a replay down into turn 5. Singapore on the brakes, a little bit out of shape up the inside, and this is it. This is into turn 12. Ojiwara going defensive. No, this isn't the last lap. They weren't onto the grass there. This was on the previous lap potentially. I think that was the penultimate lap. I think this is going to be the final lap. Takira then coming out of turn 11, the final time, and 3 riders there getting it onto the grass. Thankfully they all stayed upright and they're all okay. Takira going defensively, of course, which is what you've got to do down into the final corner, but such is the close racing here. Left a couple of riders with not a lot of room into turn 12, and this is it, 3 abreast into the final corner. Singapore in there as well, Hafai on the number 19 machine. Ojiwara getting it out of shape, trying to get on the gas very early indeed on the number 16. Gets it out of shape. Mitani battling away with Hafai there on the run to the line, and that's how close it was. A photo finish Ramadhipa beating Takehira by the barest of margins. Ojiwara climbing onto the podium, less than 0.2 of a second, splitting the top 6, Connor. Asia Talent Cup at its finest.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you said earlier, this is about the slipstream, but it's who can take most advantage of it. And we saw there that Ramadhipa did so well, so close right at the end. Such an incredible last lap. And for Mitani, well, he'll be very frustrated. Thailand definitely is not his favourite place to come racing.
No, certainly not. As I said, the first time this season, I mean, this is credit to Mitani, of course. First time this season he's been off the podium. Sensational stuff. We expected it to go down to the final corner, but we couldn't really have expected that to happen. Fantastic stuff from all 6 in the front group. Ramadhipa, as I say, winning by 0.09 of a second. Ojiwara just over a 10th back. Singapong just over a 10th back. Mitani a 10.5 adrift from the race win and finishes in P5 and Hafai. Unfortunately, one of those riders had to come out last of the group, and unfortunately it was the Malaysian, but to finish under 0.2 from the win and to finish P6 is, yeah, disheartening to say the least, but that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes in the Asia Talent Cup. The fans who stuck around, and there was plenty of them in this huge grandstand here that overlooks the entire circuit. Gotta say, if you're ever looking for a place to come, Thailand, of course, is probably on top of your list, or should be on top of your list anyway if you haven't been here. But for a race weekend, the Chang International Circuit lends itself perfectly to great racing, great people here, and a great facility, and a great grandstand, several grandstands where you can see pretty much the whole circuit. Davide Brivio down there, great to see the Trackhouse Racing team manager down there congratulating, I think that was Kiandra Ramadhipa, the race winner. And unfortunately for the Thai fans, they didn't get to see Singapong stand on the podium. Connor just missed out, 0.11 of a second, but a fantastic race for the number 20. He'll be hungry tomorrow to try and stand on the podium. Yeah,
he came so close this time around as we prepare for these Parc Fermé proceedings. You were just mentioning there how lovely it is to go to this Chang International Circuit. Well, Buriram does mean in Thai, and my Thai isn't perfect, I'll be the first to admit it, City of Happiness, and here we are seeing scenes of true elation following this race. It was so tight, and to have won that, well, the emotion, the adrenaline will be pumping through you.
Yeah, I can confirm, Connor, I am fluent in Thai. I don't know if everyone knew that, and it does mean the City of Happiness. So yeah, you're absolutely spot on. City of Happiness for the top 3, Ramadhipa, Takehira and Ojiwara, but not this time around for Mitani. But will he get his revenge tomorrow morning, 9:45 local time? The race starts. You do not want to miss that one. Here is then your final results from race 1. A barnstormer here in Buriram. Kiandra Ramadhipa, the Indonesian, wins from 0.09 of a second to Rishi Takehira. Rider Ojiwara stands on the podium. Crucial for Takehira and Ojiwara to close the gap on Mitani ahead of race 2. Singapong, the Thai rider, just misses out in P4. Mitani still your championship leader, of course, but the deficit has been cut somewhat ahead of race time since Qatar race 2. He's gone a few races without a victory. He's not had a podium in the last 4. But Ramadhipa, with similar sunglasses, I've got to say, that Veda Pratama wore last season, of course, his compatriot from Indonesia. It might be the same sunglasses, I'm not quite sure. Funky enough anyway. I think you could pull them off, Connor. Not sure I could, but yeah, fantastic to see Ramadhipa wearing some funky sunglasses on the podium. And we are going to listen to the Indonesian national anthem in just a few moments' time. to say one of the best national anthems around is the Indonesian national anthem. A proper good sing-song on the podium there was Kiandra at Ramadhipa having, as the riders celebrate their podium in race 1. And that builds us up very, very nicely indeed for race 2 tomorrow morning, 9:45 local time. Do not miss it. Here is the highlights. I don't envy the guys back in the truck to make the highlights reel out of this one, but they've done a fantastic job of it. Lights out and away we went, and it was Ojiwara from pole taking the lead into turn 1, but Matani didn't wait long for him to take the lead as he eyed championship glory in Thailand. Ikegami got a fantastic launch on the number 14 to get up into the lead group in the early exchanges from P10, the rookie, as the lead changed